Hi, John and Clay here with Transom Direct. Today we're going to talk about adding a jamb to your transom sash. Transom sash is something that you order from us. Clay, why would we need a jamb?
Well, you're going to need a jamb in order to transition the transom sash into the thickness of your wall. You can see the sash is thin, it's only 1.1 inch thick. What you need is something 4 9/16 thick to fit in a standard 2x4 wall like we have behind us.
Okay, Clay, so we're going to build this jamb. What type of material are we going to use today?
Here we use a radiata pine. This is a 1x6, so it's going to be 5.5 inches wide, 3/4 inch thick. You could use anything like this that you could find at your local lumber center or DIY store. You could use finger joint, you could use MDF, you can use pre-made jamb material, which already comes 4 9/16. Any one of those will do for making a transom jamb. All you're really doing is making a box.
So let's go ahead and get started.
All right, here we go.
You're going to want to start by considering your opening. You're going to need the wall thickness. In this case, above this opening, we've already measured that wall. It's 4 9/16. You could also simply measure the width of the door jamb if those are already been installed. First step is you're going to rip the material down to your wall thickness, in this case 4 9/16, and then you're going to cut your pieces to form the outside perimeter. We suggest taking the measurement of the transom sash width, in this case 32 inches, this is a 2/8 transom, and add 1.5 inches to that for your long cuts. So this would be 33.5 inch long cuts, and then just use your transom height straight up, so 12 inches in this case, for your sides. You may want to add a 1/16 or a 32nd to that just to give you a little bit more wiggle room for your transom sash as you're putting it into the box, because this stop is ultimately going to cover up any gap that you have. So once you've got your pieces, you're going to put those on a table. You're going to assemble those into a box that fits your transom size. You can do that with nails. You can actually also add some screws along the edges if you'd like. Once you've got that built, you're going to cut some blocks and lay them down into the box itself, and that's going to allow you to set the transom sash exactly in the middle of the jamb box. So once the sash is set in the middle, you'll be able to place some nails into the sides to hold it in place. And really at that point, you have the sash, inside the jamb, and it is ready to go. Now that's not the final step. We've got a seam between the sash and the jamb that we want to cover. What are we going to cover that with?
That we're going to put some stop molding. You could use shoe molding, stop molding. There are a variety of materials you could use to fit this application. It's just a small piece of wood to cover the gap.
Okay, Clay, so you've actually cut the stop. There's 2 sets of stop, right?
Yeah, 2 sets of stop, the sides and the top and bottom.
Yeah, for each side of the transom. You also have switched out your nails. So what nails were you using to secure the transom originally?
Those were 1.25 inch nails, and now I'm switching over to 1 inch nails so that I don't end up blowing through the jamb.
Okay, let's see you put it in. One last thing to note is that, as you know from ordering, we always go by the sash size, the transom sash size when you order. Once you add a jamb to the transom, it's actually called a transom unit. The reason we call it something different is because now it's bigger, it now has the jamb around it. So transom units are always 1 1/2 inches wider and 1 1/2 inches taller than the sash size that you order. That makes sense because we've now surrounded them with this 1x material. Okay, let's wrap this up. We now have a transom unit, which is a transom sash inside a jamb. We've just shown you how to make the jamb. We've matched the 4 9/16 inch jamb to our opening. Clay, why don't you go ahead and put that in place? So that's a rectangular jamb. If you do have either a half round transom or some type of archtop transom, that is something you're probably going to want us to build here at the factory because it does require a workshop to build those curved jambs. Okay, thanks for watching.
You can build your own rectangular jamb in less than an hour, or if you prefer, we can build the jamb for you. But what about jambs that have a curve? Click the top video and see a behind-the-scenes look at how we build curved jambs here at the factory. In the links below, explore jambs that allow your transom window to open and close, and much more. Thanks for watching.